Ashanti recently got real about her complicated relationship with Irv Gotti in a deeply emotional interview on Angie Martinez's IRL podcast. She took a moment to reflect on how his passing impacted her, sharing raw and heartfelt feelings about everything that went down after his death.
I know in my heart that I always just wanted peace for both of us, you know what I mean? For us to be cordial, and I wished peace for him. I prayed for him to be at peace.
Ashanti opened up about how difficult it was for her to process the news of Irv's passing. She admitted that, despite the ups and downs in their relationship over the years, she still prayed for his healing. She also revealed that before his death, she had made an effort to reach out and offer an olive branch. According to Ashanti, even with all the tension they had faced, she truly hoped for some kind of healing between them.
What I do know is that I tried. You know, I do know that I extended the olive branch, and I do know that, again, I tried to I just wanted things to be cool, you know what I mean?
Irv Gotti passed away on February 5th at the age of 54 after suffering a stroke. While fans didn't expect Ashanti to speak out, especially considering the way Irv treated her in the past, she was actually one of the first celebrities to share a heartfelt tribute to him. Ashanti wrote, "I can't believe things ended like this, and it makes me so sad. We weren't on the best terms in recent years, but as I've always said, through all the ups and downs, I will forever be grateful for everything you've done for me. We made history, and that will remain infinite. I've always respected your musical genius and your ability to push me to be my best. All the greatness and positive moments we shared far outweigh the dark and negative times. I've always prayed for you to find peace, sending love and prayers to your entire family. Rest well. Rest in peace." Ashanti also opened up about this message during her conversation with Angie Martinez, explaining that those words came straight from the heart. She shared that she genuinely feels grateful for how Irv's influence shaped her career.
Ugliest parts of this, I'm paraphrasing, but what I felt from you was like, even through the ugliest parts of this, you have always given him the credit of changing your life.
Absolutely.
And being, bringing out the best in you creatively.
Yeah, that'll never change.
Yeah.
Even in the interview that we did, you know what I mean? Even though we weren't on great terms.
And that was like the peak of like
yes,
it being bad.
Bad,
and
really
you
bad.
still
And that's what I
maintain
mean.
the level of grace.
Because I genuinely will always feel grateful. I will always be thankful, you know, and be honest about all of that.
For some context, Ashanti was signed to Irv Gotti's label, Murder Inc., in the early 2000s, where she quickly became one of the label's biggest stars. They worked closely together, and there were even rumors about a romantic relationship between them. However, things started to go downhill when Ashanti decided to leave Murder Inc. in the mid-2000s. The tension between them grew as Irv faced legal troubles, including investigations into potential connections to organized crime, which caused a major decline in Murder Inc.'s success. At the same time, Ashanti wanted more control over her career and her music, leading her to part ways with the label. Irv, however, felt deeply betrayed, believing she had turned her back on him and the label, especially since she didn't stand by Murder Inc. during its legal struggles. Irv's bitterness towards Ashanti lingered for years, and he frequently spoke negatively about her in interviews. Even after Ashanti reconnected with Nelly in 2023, Irv continued to throw shade and tarnish her name.
I don't, like, she's done. She's fucking done. With me.
Yes.
No one's sitting around thinking, and you know, y'all be like, oh, but she still looks great. You ain't wanna when you seen that last picture.
A little.
It sounds just like us.
Which I say, like, I'm not, fucking talking about Ashanti.
Despite everything that happened, Ashanti took the high road and stayed silent for a long time, even though she later admitted that the way Irv treated her deeply hurt her. However, despite all the tension, Ashanti was still able to recognize and honor the legacy she and Irv built together. And that's why fans are now praising her for the way she handled the news of Irv's passing. One fan said, "Ashanti has shown herself to be a class act. She is very dignified. She's always publicly acknowledged her gratitude for Irv when he was alive. I expected nothing less when the news of his passing broke. I knew she would eventually respond in the most appropriate way, despite how Irv tried to tarnish her character. I'm sure his family, especially his brother Chris, who she stayed in touch with after the fall of Murder Inc., can appreciate that. Bless her for always being classy." Another fan added, "Classy and professional of her. Yeah, she was young and doing her own thing when she got involved with him. That was their business and he should have kept it to himself. But at the end of the day, she moved on, has a child with Nelly, and is living her life as she should." If you've been following Ashanti's journey and want to stay updated on more stories like this, make sure to hit that follow button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Ashanti handled Irv's passing with class? Let's talk about it.